Hello, blessed day. So, I was sitting here in my short circuit shirt, me and Johnny Five, and I was thinking there are so many people who need a welcome, an unnecessary, uninvited, just bring your butt on in invitation to not caring. Yeah, just don't care. Now, what am I talking about? Because I know there's so much out here. I have to care about this and I have to care about that. And if I don't take care of this and if I don't take care of that, everything's just going to fall apart. I'm talking about not caring about how other people feel. Yes, yes, by all means, take care of your responsibilities. By all means, handle your obligations. If there are even any promises depending on the circumstances that you have made. Handle that. But when I say don't care about what other people think, don't care about what other people feel, don't care. Again, I am inviting you to not care. Be an individual, not even just for a change. Be an individual for the security of yourself, for the sanity of yourself. The way that I see it, and adapt to my belief if you feel that it fits you, or if you feel that it's necessary, or even if you just want to give it a little test trial. The way that I see it is we're born, right? We're born and we are taught everything that we should and everything that we shouldn't be based on our environment, based on the era of life and history that we have been born into and that has previously passed us, and that is a concern and worry about how we're going to survive going forward. And there are so many people who spend so much time in their life pushing forth the effort to make money. Money, 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 money. I need money for this. I need money for that. I need money to maintain. I need money in order to survive, in order to eat, in order to experience. But how have you not been experiencing the greatness of yourself, your internal self, the qualities that are amazing about you, the qualities about you that causes people to want to be around you in the first place? Or even if you got some haters, I know I do, but even if you got haters, the things that just make them want to act as a repellent to break you down and push you away and try to create you in a space of thinking that you need them and that you're missing out on something. Celebrate yourself. Learn how to love yourself. Now I'm gonna take a peek over here because oh yeah, that's what I want to say. Don't be closed-minded. Invite in other understandings. Because just because you do not adapt something as a moral or a principle or etc., somebody know the rest of them, right? Just because you don't adapt to other people's ways of being does not mean that you should not give it understanding. Do understand that by learning how other people live, by learning what other people acquire, what they respect, what even the things that they choose to deny, you may be able to take something from it and apply it to yourself to become more comfortable with yourself. That doesn't mean you have to go ahead and care about the whole theory of why this is and how that is. No, give it understanding. Invite in other ways of being. Because who knows, there's something about it that you may be able to implement. Another thing that I wanted to point out, why I say don't care about what other people feel, think, respect what they believe. True enough, respect what they believe. But don't care so much about what other people feel about you, what they think about you. Though you can learn from that because you understand how you show up for other people or to other people. And you may also learn something that I learned. When somebody doesn't like me, I realize that they may not like something about me because it points out and reveals their insecurities or understanding that they have not allowed themselves to just accept. Because I do things my way does not mean that you have to like it, nor does it mean that you get to come around and tell me how I should be. What satisfies me satisfies me. Now, the reason why I bring up don't care about what other people, etc., is because you have several different type of people, but I'm going to try to buckle this down to just two. You have visual people and you also have mental people. You have people who are visual, that they will go off of how you look. And based upon how you look, lets them know whether they like you or not. Little do they realize, after experiencing you, they may not like you so much because this is just a costume. Before I got on here and before I meditated on all this that I'm saying, I literally had on my bonnet. Had my Killer Clowns from Outer Space hoodie on and some, sweats cleaning up the house, my New Balances, and somebody might have said I was a hot mess. And let me tell you, I snatched off that bonnet, this beautiful curl popped up, and I was like, you know what, we're going to straighten out the rest, but we're going to keep this. And there is more than likely a chance that you're going to see me on another one of these videos where I have on my bonnet because I frankly do not care. I love myself so much that I have really come to the understanding of everything that anyone sees of me, I don't get to see as much as they do. I don't get to bask in, oh, she's beautiful or she's basic or she looks a hot mess or anything else. It's the connection that I have with my internal self that means the most to me. How do I feel when I look out into the world? What do I see? What do I witness? What am I drawn to? Now, to the second person, which I pretty much just described, you have people who are more mental, that they don't care what you look like. Now, yes, if you have a stench, that's one of your five senses, so that's something else. But, even a person who has a stench about them has much to share. Your mental quality and how you see yourself in your brain. Develop that person. Develop that character. Not saying like a cartoon, but although I'm kind of animated, but develop that character quality about yourself. As great as you see yourself within your brain, within your heart, within your spirit, your soul, your everything that's great and awesome about you, even your flaws. Experience that. Grow it. Nurture it. Because there are people out here who don't care about what kind of shoes you got on. They don't want a waste of time conversation. Yes, your conversation can be entertaining, and that cannot be a waste of time. Your conversation can be intellectual, and that cannot be a waste of time. Your conversation can just be a DIY or, anything. You never know what the next person is looking for from you. You never know what it is that they value of the time that they spent with you that just made them feel better. So what I'm saying is, if someone else can get that effect from being around you and wanting and needing and desiring what I call your currency, your energy currency from you, why don't you feel that way about yourself, or do you? And if you do, then you already know how awesome you are. It's so awesome, right? Knowing who you are, knowing that when you step into a room or even when you're by yourself, it already feels like there's a crowd of people around you, that there's just so much abundant energy because there's multiple things that you know that you are capable of doing to fulfill yourself, not having to seek happiness, peace, or serenity from someone else or a thing. So many people, and this is no shade, no character blockage or whatever you want to call it to those who are visual people. But those material things can be taken away just as easy as they're given. Your looks fade over time. You could buy all the products that you want. You could, follow whoever and try to look like them. You could even, if you got the money for it, go and try to get the cosmetic surgery and everything to keep things from slipping and falling and cracking and everything else. But what you're still going to have is whatever you feel, believe in the authority of self. So who are you? Are you someone who basks in depression? Are you someone who basks in your happiness? How is it that you validate yourself and all your possibilities? 24 hours in a day, 7 days of the week, 365, 366, depending on what year you're in. And depending on how the government goes, heck, who knows? They might invent a way to change that. So be careful. But either which way, every day, every moment, every second, whether you're doing for someone else or you're doing for yourself, you have to care about what you do. You have to care about what you do, because what you do is how you show up for yourself and what matters. So let's say you have a profession or you are a stay-at-home mom. I've been there, done that, and both, okay? Don't do things just because you feel that you're going to gain a resource from it or that you may gain a favor from it. Do things, and this is a suggestion because, free will and all. Do things because it makes you feel good to know that you made things simplified for yourself, that you made things simplified for someone else. The way that I, myself, my belief, maybe you could adopt it if you like to. Any and everything that I do, even when being told to do something, I do it because I know that I am going to receive something from it. Not saying money, not always at least, but I'm going to receive a lesson. I'm going to receive a blessing. I'm going to be able to acknowledge myself in a skill set that I may not have realized that I was capable of doing, even if it's something that I was told to do. I'm going to realize that if ever that opportunity came around again, or I wanted to do said thing again, I'm going to be able to determine whether it was for me or not. I'm going to realize that even within the mistakes is a lesson. Now, being a perfectionist, as I am working on not being so much of, because nothing in the world is perfect. Being a perfectionist, it is so easy to get caught up in the details of how things should be. The expectations of. Being a perfectionist in mindset, there's always this level of expectation that causes you to stress, that causes anxiety. Why didn't they do this that way? Why didn't they say that instead? Why did they move like that? Yes, now it's rather analytical being a perfectionist. I tend to enjoy that part, people watching and getting to study. But when it all boils down to it, I frankly don't care about how someone thinks about me, what they see, how they feel that they understand, what it is that they need to get to know or feel that they just have to figure out because it's driving them crazy. Why is she always so happy? Why is it when the hardest things come her way, she just tackles it and just faces it head on? And she's not out here miserable and falling apart and pulling out her hair and just dwelling in the fact that I have the right to be depressed. Because shit happens. It's life. In life, shit happens unexpectedly. And so long as you have yourself and you know your level of confidence and you know your level of courage and you know your level of ambitions and all those other great, inspiring, successful words, you know that your level of things can just continue to go up. So long as you keep at heart your nature, your true self, the fact that you're out here, not intentionally at all trying to hurt anyone, not trying to make anyone feel less of themselves. If anything, let a person who you may feel envious or jealous of be your encouragement to be more in connection with you and who you are and what makes you comfortable. Because oftentimes, if anyone ever envies someone or they're jealous of someone, it's because they're uncomfortable. It's because they feel that someone else has something that they desire. And how does that connect with being uncomfortable? Because if you feel that someone else has something that you want or that you desire, you're uncomfortable because you realize that you don't have it and that you have not put in the time, the effort, the mobility into pursuing it and actually making it happen for you. So much fun, right? Getting to know you for me. And I'm hoping for you, if not now, will one day and every moment after that become something that's just so exciting to do. You know, celebrate yourself all the time, not just when someone else is able to witness what you've done or tell you that you're funny. Heck, oftentimes when people tell you funny, you don't even see anything funny, but you know, it did something for them. Don't care about what other people think. Don't care about how other people view you. And I'm going to change that around a little bit. Yes, of course, like I said, respect other people's beliefs, respect how other people view you. Because if you respect how they view you, you realize their truth. You'll also realize the truth about yourself. Sorry, phone call. Forgot to put my phone on do not disturb, but you know, we're gonna learn a lesson. See how much fun that was? Something that seemed like it should have been tragic. A simple overlook of something that I intended on doing before, but it didn't happen. Stuff happens. And if life was perfect, what would be the point of life? We're here to learn lessons. And the biggest lesson that most of us avoid is avoiding getting to know ourselves. We have this baseline of entitlement, wanting things to just come easy, wanting things to be correct and spot on, and ashamed to be embarrassed. Yeah, ashamed to be embarrassed. But if you're in your authentic nature, if you're genuinely being yourself, everybody's not going to agree with you. Do know that. So, yeah, and I think I touched bases on that already. The qualities that matter to you. What matters to you is not going to matter to everybody else. The most popular person in the world is God. That's it. That's it. Anything else is just trending or, keeping up with the Joneses. And all that stuff is toxic because it's impulsive. Why be impulsive about who you are molding yourself to be? Yes, if you admire something, sure, by all means, adopt it. It doesn't necessarily make you a copycat so long as you're not going string by string trying to be something that you aren't. Take it, apply it to yourself, make it your own. Now, don't go stealing somebody's company or, all that other BS. Oh no, tweak it. Tweak it to the point that it's just so originally you. Now, yes, anything that we do, anything that we wear, anything that we apply, I'm going to say all of this stuff has been done before. All of it. It's just you haven't seen it. If it's new to you, you just haven't seen it. If it's new to you, you just haven't experienced it. So get to know you. And get to know you in a space of not caring about rejection. Because as I stated before, if there's a visual audience, an audience of people who are visually attracted to things, they may not care about what you have to say. They just want to look at you. If it's an audience of mental, arousing people, they may care a little bit about how you present yourself. But at the same time, it's what you say that's most important. So find out who you are. Realize who you are. And if you're fortunate enough, you'll be able to find a balance of visual arousal and mental arousal. Not just of yourself, but the company that you keep. Don't dwell so much on what other people perceive you to be and not to be. And I'm going to say this for even the people who've been heartbroken for a period of time, even currently, and who may become heartbroken about an intimate relationship later on. That relationship wasn't for you. We do not hold the right to possess other people. Now, if you miss something so much about that person, take away their meat suit. Take away what they look like. Take away the person. Take away the name. What are the qualities of that person that you miss? And write it down. And look for that quality in the next person. But also make sure that that quality is something that you are capable and that you are willing to actively make a part of yourself without needing to remember that person. We're here to experience. We're here in life to experience each other. Not violate, to steal, or to rob, or to withhold for transactional purposes. Get to know you. Don't be envious. Don't get jealous. Don't be manipulative. And so you can, trick anyone to staying around and believing that you're something that you're not. Be you, and you will really realize that those people who surround you are there because of you just being you. Not because of what you can give them, not because of what you can get them or anything them. Forget them. What's important in your everyday life is you, your matters, your dealings, your situations, your responsibilities, your obligations, your autonomy. You're beautiful, even just the way you are right now. Because if you're willing to learn and you're willing to adjust, that's a beautiful thing, because most people will not admit to others, let alone to themselves, that they got work to do when it comes down to them being them. Just like you're here right now, acknowledging you have work to do to make it comfortable for you to be you. So, yes, get uncomfortable. That's the only way you're going to get to know yourself. Get uncomfortable. Try things. Put in a little effort. Try things. And if it's not for you, then it's not for you. And then if it wasn't for you then and you want to give it another try some other time, by all means, go for it. Why waste your life on thinking about what could have been, only if you would have just tried? Only if you would have just applied. Be yourself. Because that's all you can be. Everyone's an actor. Well, me not anymore. I'm not an actor anymore. Didn't do it professionally. But then again, I guess you could say I did it professionally, because I used to lie a lot. I used to manipulate myself into being what other people wanted me to be. I used to manipulate myself into creating myself to be capable of the expectations that other people had of me. And I was freaking miserable. I was so miserable to the extent that I didn't realize that I was dealing with my Great Depression. And now that I am in a place where I am growing every day, seeing myself, acknowledging myself, taking accountability of myself, having self-awareness, and laughing at myself when I do things that, would have been so embarrassing. It is such a peaceful and humble place to be in with myself internally, that regardless of how I look externally, I'm beautiful from the inside out. And being beautiful on the outside, yeah, it has its rewards. But then again, I'm sure there's somebody who's looking at me who feels that I'm not their, their end all be all required taste, however the heck you want to put it. Understand completely. And that's okay, because I'm not for everybody. I'm for me. And whoever gets to, enjoy looking at me, you're welcome. And whoever gets to enjoy this personality, my character, my talents, my anything, you're welcome. And I thank you. I thank you so much for acknowledging me. Though validation isn't needed, it's not necessary. Because I have self-validation. And I pray, and I pray. Whoever you are either on your way to, or you already have that self-validation for yourself. That it just does not matter what anybody thinks. Desire to believe. Because every second, every moment of your life, it's just you. So you better have fun. And you better enjoy it. And you better think that you the most attractive, I want to say mamma jamma, that there possibly could ever be. You owe that to yourself. And can't nobody deny you of your comfort. So yeah, allow them to be uncomfortable. Allow yourself to be uncomfortable on your journey. And so you can live life to the fullest, regardless of how that time is spent. Just don't hurt anybody. Keep your hands to yourself. As I always say, keep your hands to yourself. Now, if they welcome you to it, that's different. that's a different conversation. But either which way, I'm going to end this message here. Stay humble, stay blessed, and as always, I can say so much more. I'm sure you got a lot from this. If anything, know that you're awesome. And I believe in you, so you better be believing in yourself, because I'm not wasting my time believing in somebody who don't believe in themselves, because that's kind of a headache trying to convince somebody that they should believe in themselves. Think about that. Anyway, stay blessed, stay humble. Could always say a lot more, but take what you get from it, leave the rest. We'll come back to it when you're ready. Talk to you soon.